Next question. Is there a way to get more branded GMBs in different locations to boost the footprint of a real service business that doesn't have a fixed address and works remotely? Yeah, I mean, if you can, I mean, there's a couple ways. You can buy GMBs from places that will sell you verified GMBs. We used to at MGYB, but I don't think that's available anymore. There are still some places that will do it. I even found somewhere that I placed an order, but it was way back in November and it still hasn't been delivered. So, you know, I think it's getting harder to do it, but I know there are still some vendors out there that will sell verified GMBs. I'm just not going to recommend any of them because, again, the one that I just attempted to use in November, I still haven't had one delivered yet. So I don't recommend any of, I don't have any to recommend is what I'm saying, but there are GMB verified, you know, you can purchase verified GMBs. There's vendors out there that do sell them. The other way is the way that before people started selling them, I used to always just use PO boxes. You can go to post offices. One thing you want to do is you don't want to get two GMBs too close to each other, right? So if you're going to do a service area business, which I understand doing that, it makes total sense. I would have them at least 15 or 20 miles apart. Depending on what your service area is, it could be even bigger, larger, you know, further distance between locations. But what you can do is find a post office, and then you fill out a form. It's free, but it's to use the street address option. So in other words, like if you go, you can do all this online too, by the way. You can register a PO box online, and they won't issue you the box number until you go to the post office. Like you have to physically go to the post office and show your IDs and sign the paperwork at the post office, but you can reserve it online and pay for it and everything else. But you do have to physically go to the post office to sign the paperwork, and then they'll assign you the box number at that point. So let's just say it's box 101. If the post office is at 123 Main Street, whatever town, right? Then you can fill out an additional form. It's free to do. It doesn't cost anything else. But you fill out an additional form to use the street address option. And then you would end up using the address for the GMB listing, 123 Main Street, number sign, like the pound sign 101, right? And that will work. You can't add a PO box to GMB as the physical address, but you can do a street address with basically a box number, a suite number, but it's just the pound sign. And the post office is very particular about you only using the number sign, the pound sign before the box number, not suite, not box, none of that. It's just the number sign. And again, they're very particular about that. But that's the way that I had always done it prior to people selling GMBs. And it still works, so that's another alternative way to do it. And in fact, I actually still prefer that method over buying them, except for the fact that you have to physically go to the post office. That sucks because, especially if it's far away. But if it's within reason and you can drive to it, then I recommend going that route over purchasing GMB listings from vendors. And the reason I say that is because it's still tied to a real physical address this way. And I feel like those are safer than using the spammed ones, because some of the spammed GMB listings that I have, they don't have any physical location even referenced or tied to them, which I don't even know how that happens. But like, there's no physical address actually connected with it, and it causes problems with the proximity filter. So, and what I'm saying is, even for service area business guys, you understand you have to clear the address. Like, you're not supposed to, per Google's terms of service, you're not supposed to publish the street address for a service area business, right? So in other words, if it's a service area business where the customer, or excuse me, the business serves the customer at the customer's location, then you're supposed to delete or clear the physical location. When you set your service areas, then you're supposed to clear the physical location from showing. And when it does, it literally clears it from the GMB dashboard, and it will no longer show the physical address, the street address, in the maps listing or anything. But what I'm saying is, some of the GMBs that I had purchased, they don't have any street address like associated with them at all. And I don't know how they even did it, but it causes issues to where it doesn't show for like near me searches and stuff like that, because there's no physical location associated with it. And again, I don't know how they do it, because even when you register a new GMB, let's say it's a legit business and you're a service area business and it has a legit physical location where the office or the, you know, the business owner lives or whatever. You have to add that address when you go to claim or create the GMB listing. You have to add the physical address and then wait for a postcard or a card to be delivered via US mail to that location that has a PIN number in it, so that you can verify that that physical location, that the business really resides at that physical location. So even when you clear the address to make sure that it's not published, there is still a physical location associated with that GMB. And you don't see that on the GMB dashboard. But for example, I just recently started using Local Viking to manage GMBs and posts and stuff, because it integrates with some of my CRM and stuff. So anyways, I'm using that. And when you import GMB listings into Local Viking, it shows the street address, even if it's an unpublished street address. And I've got a few listings in there that just no street address appears at all. There's no physical location associated with it. And those are the ones that I'm having trouble getting to appear for proximity searches, such as like near me keyword phrases or search queries. And so again, I would recommend that the spammed listings, they can still work, but there's some drawbacks in them that I don't like about them, where the PO box way to get one with the actual physical address tends to work. It still works. And I like that one better, except for the fact that you have to physically go to the post office. Anybody want to comment on that?
Not me.
Okay, moving on then. But yeah, absolutely. That's a great way to do it for large, especially businesses with large service areas. If you can get multiple maps listings, that's best. Another way to do it, by the way, just quickly, is you can go to Craigslist and post an ad for that. I've done that. I've been successful in the past where I've posted an ad in the area that I want, and say, tell them that I'll pay them $50 to receive a Google postcard, and tell me when they've received it, and call me or text me with the PIN number inside the card. Most of the time, what happens is you'll find renters that do that instead of like people that own homes, because they don't care if somebody registers a business to a rental property. Like the renters don't care. The landlord might, but the renters don't. So I found that I've done that in the past several times when I was trying to get a GMB in an area that I just wasn't, it wasn't feasible to drive to and get a PO box. Then I would use Craigslist. So that's another way to do it. Okay.